Looking at our world from a theological perspective. This is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good evening, everyone. It is Friday, January the 12th, 2024. It is currently 6:06 p.m. Central Time, and I am coming to you live from the Theology Central studio, located right here in Abilene, Texas, where we are all waiting with fear, with trembling, the polar vortex winter apocalypse that is headed our way. No, we're not getting any snow. No, we're not going to get any ice. It's just going to get way too cold for human beings to experience. I know some of you live in areas where it gets cold and you're like, I'm a human being and I can handle it. No. Human beings are not meant for cold weather. So if you live in an area where it gets cold all the time, you may want to question your own humanity. Okay. But for those of us who are smart and move to a place like, the great country of Texas where it is warm, we don't want the cold. We want to build a wall to keep the cold out, but the cold finds a way over it, under it, around it, through it. I don't know, but it's on its way and it's going to be horrible. It's going to be miserable. I don't know how I'm going to survive, but before I die of cold, right? I guess that's kind of a boring way to die. I died because I was too cold. Okay, that sounds like a boring way to die. But before my death, I do need to talk about something very important. And I'm trying to talk about it. I'm trying to have a little bit of fun here, joke around a little bit, because I'm going to try to approach it calmly, because someone emailed me the other day saying I sound like I'm going to have a heart attack and I'm going to have an aneurysm and I'm going to stroke out. Okay, I don't know all the exact words they use, but in some ways, I understand some people don't like that. But in other ways, if anyone knows me, knows that that whatever I talk about, just forget a microphone, just in real life, I'm very, how can I say? I'm very emotional about it. I express myself. I'm very expressive, whether it's excitement. I may be watching something. If I'm reading a novel, I walk around and pace and talk to the novel. Like I tend to just be very expressive. So I can't really apologize for that. I guess I could try to create a persona. I'm the professional broadcaster and I'm here behind this microphone. But I like to be very real. And if there's one subject that gets me, well, in this case, I think that maybe these are two subjects, okay? But if there is one subject that everyone knows that I get very emotional about, very passionate about, it's anything that gets within 1,000,000 miles of the charismatic world. Anything that gets close to charismatic theology, I'm going to get frustrated. I'm going to get passionate. I'm going to be upset. And that's not because that has nothing to do with me trying to, produce it or it's, for theatrics. No, that's in real life. I loathe, I despise, I hate anything related to the charismatic world. I hate it. I hate, and not the people, but the theology. Okay, let me make that very clear. I loathe and despise charismatic theology and everything it stands for and everything it teaches. I hate it. And I get very, very, very also extremely bothered and frustrated. It's 1,000,000 miles away from my feelings towards charismatic theology, but you also know I get very bothered and upset with this. Like, I don't know what happened to the church. The church just prostituted itself for political power and position. I don't get it. The church has become politically corrupted. Christians walking around and they start talking and they sound like they're a member, I don't know, of the Republican Party. They're, obviously they watch Fox News. They don't sound like the Bible. They whether they want to admit it or not, they've bought into Christian nationalism, which is a cancer. And I'm starting to hate that almost as much as I hate charismatic theology. And I look at what's happening. It's like between charismatic theology and the political hijacking of the American church, I don't know what's left of the church. I don't know what's left. I have no idea. It's either politically hijacked or theologically corrupted through charismatic theology. And then you can mix in some other theologies and I don't even know what's left. So sometimes I feel like an outsider looking